He's got to. Hello, Kellen. This is, and whoever else wants to watch this, we're doing chapter 11 and 34 to the end. Is there 45 questions? So we've got 11 questions. Oh, here we go. Find area and perimeter. This is a parallelogram. Get your calculators out. Here is the deal. On the test, I will not ask you for both of them. I will not ask you for area and perimeter. I will only do one or the other. Right? Yeah. To make it shorter, okay? But you need to know both of them. So, area and perimeter. Here we go. I am trying to figure out, let's do area first because it's easier. How do you find area of a parallelogram?
Length times width.
Length times width or base times height, okay? So, write the formulas there according to this. If I do that, what is the base here? 18, and the height is? 16. I multiply those together, and what do you get? And this is in feet squared, by the way.
288.
288 feet squared. There you go. Done. Okay? Now, perimeter is a touch harder because perimeter, how do you find perimeter?
Side plus side plus side.
Side plus side plus side plus side. Or you could do two bases plus two heights, right? You're adding them together, right?
If you see that dotted line, if
Yes.
you cut that right there and then put it on the other end, would it make a square? Or a
Correct.
rectangle?
Correct. Correct. Like 16 and 8 right here. So your base is still 18 and your height is 16. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're fine. You're fine.
So
Okay.
could you do that? Would it be the same?
Two bases plus two heights. Okay. What?
Would it be the same perimeter?
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do two heights because the height is not the height.
I got it.
Right?
It's not the slant.
Yeah. So maybe I shouldn't write that formula. I'm going to go side plus side plus side plus side. Let's just do that, right? Okay? So one of my sides is 18. I got to figure out what the second and fourth side are, right? So like what are these sides? How do I do that?
Wouldn't it the height?
No, that's how you find the
You need to find
area,
your
but
slant.
perimeter is
You need to
different.
find your slant height. That's why they.
You got to find the slanted. That's why they give you 8, right? So 8 and 16, that is a nothing. 2, 4, something. That doesn't help me. Okay. So we got to do 8 squared plus 16 squared equals c squared. 64 plus 256, whatever that is. 320 equals c squared. The square root of that is
17.9.
17.9 and 17.9. You're adding all those up. What? What'd you get? And this is in feet?
$71.8.
71.8 feet. There you go. Okay, there it is. Perimeter area. Done. Okay. Get it written down so I can move on to the next.
Go.
Here we go. Number 35. Find area and perimeter. This is for a, what shape is that?
Triangle.
Triangle. It's for a triangle. Whatever. Okay, how do you find the area of a triangle?
Half base times height.
Half the base times the height. All right, for this problem, what is the base? Is it 22 or is it 30?
It's 30.
It is 22. It is only 22 because because if I would say it's 30, then you're doing this by this and that would be as though it was filled in, true? Okay? But it's not. So the base is only 22. What's the height? 16. All right, if you're doing some stuff in your head, this is 11 times 16 and that's in feet squared.
176.
176 feet squared. There's the area. Okay? How do you find the perimeter?
Side.
Side plus side plus side. Oh man, my two of my sides are 22 and 34, right?
That one is 17.
Yeah, look at this. 16 and 8. We just did that. Triple, right? So this is 17.9. That's my third side. Oh, it's almost like I did that on purpose. Because I did. There you go. Now again, I will not ask you for area and perimeter. I will only ask you for one or the other, but we're doing both of them just so that we have them. What is that?
73.9.
73.9 feet. And not squared because it's perimeter, right? Okay? Good? Yeah? Okay, 36. Finding the area. What shape is this? That is a trapezoid. Okay, I always go by area is base times height, but here's the problem. Which base? 6 or 15? You average them. So to average them, I take 1/2 of the two bases added together, right? Base 1 plus base 2, I add them together, take half of that, and I take it times the height. They write the formula as 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2. So they put the height over here. Okay, but that's where that formula comes from, right? 1/2 height, base 1, base 2. The height is 10. Base 1, base 2 is 6 plus 15. 6 plus 15 is 21. Half of 10 is 5. What's 5 times 21? 105 meters squared. Good, good? Okay.
How would you find
Okay, next.
perimeter since we don't know that little area?
So you could find the perimeter for this. So that's a good question. If this is 6, then I know that this is 6, right? And if that whole length is 15, then that means this guy and this guy added together make 9. So this is 4.5 and that's 4.5. So I would have to do the distance or the Pythagorean theorem with 4.5 and 10 to find that guy, and then add those all together, right? Yeah.
Hold on.
So it's not. I mean, you can do it. It's just really unpleasant, and I just didn't have you do it. So
Is that a 9, 20, 21?
what?
That would be a 920.
What you talking
No,
about?
it's 9, 20.
That
Yeah.
would be a 920.
Okay. 37. How do you find the area of a kite? Whoa. What are we doing here? How do you find the area of a kite?
I don't remember.
Okay, so let's look at this, right? You ready? This is 14. Yeah, go ahead. This guy's 14, right? Okay? If I take this, cut it off, and put it here,
Oh, wait,
and I take this and cut it off and put it here, how long is this?
half of that.
How long is this? This is 6. So now it's not 14 times 12, it's 6 times 14, which is half of one diagonal times the other diagonal. 1/2 of D1 plus D2, or times D2. That is the area formula, right? Because it ends up being half of one length, right? So 1/2 of, let's go 12 by 14. It doesn't matter which one goes there. So half of 12 we said was 6 by 14, which is like 84 millimeters squared. That's the formula for area. Make sure you're writing these formulas down so you have them. Okay, half D1, D2 is the formula for a kite. D1 and D2 mean diagonal. The diagonal, it's millimeter squared. Okay? All right? Okay, area of a circle. You should know this, but we'll write it down. Pi r squared, yep. The radius is?
10.
The diameter is 20, so radius is 10, yep. So pi times 10 squared. Do you know how to type that in your calculator?
It's just 100 pi.
314.2 meters squared.
I do.
I do not remember that.
3.149.
Okay, all right. All right, 39, ready? We're finding area of a circle, and area of a circle is pi r squared, except for the radius is 10, right? That would be the area of the whole circle, but I don't want the whole circle. I only want,
Multiply it by 1036 or 100 or 60.
you multiply by 100 over 360. Okay? Or 5 over, what did you say, 18? Mm-hmm. Whatever. Do you know how to type that into your calculator?
Yes.
You can take times 100 divided by 360, whatever. What do you get?
87.3.
87.3 meters squared. That's the area of just that little chunk, right? Just that little slice of pie. Got it?
Pretty big slice.
I mean, it's decent size, 10 meters. That's a huge radius. Like, yeah, it's bigger than this room for sure. Okay? Okay, 40. What the heck is
Is
this?
that a cone?
No. Is what? It is what's called a composite figure. It is a triangle plus a rectangle. Okay, how do you find the area of a triangle?
6 times
1/2 base times height. The area of a rectangle is just base times height. All right, so let's talk about the rectangle first. If I'm trying to find this rectangle, what's the base and the height of that rectangle? 12 and 5. I'm going to say the base is 5 and the height is 12. Whatever, right? So that ends up being 60, right? Base and height. So the rectangle's area is 60. All right, when I do this triangle, it is on its side, true? The base is this guy right here. The base is 12, right? What is the height? It is 15, right? Do you see how like from here to here is 20? And then that's 15, or that's 5, so it's 15. Do you see how we get 15? All right, half of 12 is 6, and 6 times 15 is 90. So then what? 150 meters squared. If I add those two together, that is the area of the whole thing. It's two shapes shoved together, so we just add them, right?
We cannot. Sorry.
You just do them individually. Add them together. Yep. Okay?
So we can't use the area paper to, or surface area?
No, we're going to write the formulas down here in a second. Just so it's all on one sheet. What?
But Tommy, it's already all on one sheet.
I don't care.
And you already color coded it.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
You still have practice
For another week.
Service area comes out too.
5 problems left. Hey, perfect.
She drives.
This is our last regular day of school. Isn't that crazy?
And then I gotta do 5 labs.
This is our last regular day. How exciting. All right, we ready? JC, are you done? Surface area volume. Do you remember these? Do you know these? You can find the volume of a cone or of a cylinder, right? Volume is the area of the base. What's the area of the base? Pi r squared times the height. That's what volume is. Pi r squared h. Okay? Surface area is you cheated. Is the circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r, times the height, plus 2 pi r squared. And that's what we got.
So, yeah.
So, the only 2 pieces of information we need is the radius and the height. Radius is 4, height is 12. We don't have, like, nothing is, like, hidden from us, right? So, we got 2 times pi times 4 times 12 plus 2 times pi times 4 squared. All right, I can make this easier. 4 times 12 is 48 times 2 is 96 pi plus 4 squared is 16 times 2 is 32 pi. And that is 128 pi. And that is something. 402.1 centimeters squared. 402.1 centimeters squared. Or you can just type the whole thing in. I just simplified it a lot, right? You don't have to simplify it at all. You can type it all in as long as you know how to type it all in. Okay? Pi times the radius squared, 4 squared, times the height, which is 12. So 16 times 12 times pi, whatever that is.
12 times pi. 192 pi. 603.2.
What?
603.2.
603.2 centimeters cubed. Oh, here's my question. Ready?
I did do it right.
Are you ready? Is your volume always bigger than your surface area?
Not always.
Like,
You sure?
If you have a really efficient shape, it's
Correct. Your volume can be smaller than your surface area. It's not a very good use of material if your volume is small and your surface area is big, right? Like you're wasting space by making a box, but any box that holds like poster board, that's like a waste of space, right? You know what I'm talking about? Like the poster board boxes that are like this thin, that are like this big, right? Okay, that is basically a waste of cardboard because it's not holding very much volume, but it's using a lot of cardboard to cover just that small little area. Does that make sense? So a poster board box would have a smaller volume than surface area, right? That's how that would work, okay? So it's not necessarily true that your volume is bigger. Most of the time it is, but not necessarily true. What shape is this? This is a cylinder, by the way.
That's a train.
That is. That looks like cylinder, but whatever. This is a what?
I used to it. Wait. Go back up. Go back up.
That is a prism. Specifically a rectangular prism, like Zach said. To find the surface area of a prism, it is capital P times H plus 2 capital B's. What does capital P mean?
perimeter.
The perimeter of the base. What does capital B mean? The area of the base, okay? Are we going to say the base is the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm going perimeter of the bottom, 12 plus 10 plus 12 plus 10. 24 plus 20?
44.
Or 22 times 2, right? 44.
Most truthful.
Okay, times the height, which is 12, plus 2 capital B. How do I find capital B? Area of the base, which is 12 by 10, which is 120. I can do some of this in my head. I know that 2 times 120 is 240. I don't know what that other one is. Give it to me. Surface area, what you got? What? 768 yards squared. These people who are typing them into their calculator. That's a good idea. So you know how to type it in. Okay? Volume. Formula for volume is capital B times H. Okay? Capital B is the area of the base. Area of the base we just said was 120 times 12. Well, you can do that in your head. What's 12 times 12?
144.
With a 0. Yards cubed. Good. That is a prism. What's this next shape?
Pyramid
A pyramid. Did you know that a pyramid
is 1.
is volume is 1/3, capital BH, because it's a third of this, right? It's the same, but a third, right? Okay. Surface area is something with slant height. I don't know. Give it to me.
1/2 P
72 centimeters
cursive
squared.
L
Okay.
plus base.
Plus capital B. Okay. Half of the perimeter times the slant height plus capital B. Okay. All right. So 1/2 the perimeter of the base. This is a square pyramid. They don't say that, but they only give me one dimension, so I'm going to assume it's 4. What's the perimeter of the base? 16, and the slanted height, is that 7?
Yes.
It is 7, plus capital B is 16, right? It's the area of the base, which is 16. Half of 16 is 8. 8 times 7 is 56, and 56 plus 16 is 72 centimeters squared. Did you do that in your head? You should have. Now here's the problem. In the volume formula.
Hey, will you take off on the test if we accidentally do that middle height if they give us that?
Yes, I will.
But we can't really tell.
I don't know. Just ask.
Don't suck.
What is it pointing to? That is 7. Now here's the problem. I need, for the volume formula, I need to know what this is down the center, right? So what I've got going on here, if I like take a cross section or I take a slice out, this is 7. What's this right here?
2.
That's 2 because it's half of 4, right? I need to know what this regular height is. Like, what's that h? So 2 squared plus h squared equals 7 squared. This is 4. This is 49. So h squared equals 45, and the square root of 45 is whatever. 6.71 is the height, right? So 1/3, capital B. What was capital B again?
16.
How do you find the height down the center? So we made this into a triangle right here. You see that? This is 7. This little bit is 2 because it's only halfway. It's only to the middle, right? So we did the Pythagorean theorem here to find the height. Good question. Okay?
35.8.
35.8 centimeters cubed. There's prime example right there. The volume is smaller than the surface area, right?
Yeah, but if you increase the numbers, then the volume gets bigger.
True. Right? And the surface area, yeah. There is a threshold as to where, like, if it's below these numbers, your volume and your surface area will be flip-flopped. If it's above these numbers, your volume and your surface area will be flip-flopped. Does that make sense? Like, there's a like a point of equilibrium where, yes, they're decimals, I'm sure, but there is a point where. And there's probably many different combinations because if I change the base, but if I up the base and lower the height, vice versa, like they will end up being, there's a lot of variables going on. That's something that we look at in calculus, which will be next year for some of you. Okay, what is this shape? A cone. Okay, which one do they give me? Do they give me the slant height or do they give me the regular height?
No, it's a regular height.
This is on the test, I will make sure 100% that you know which one it is, right? I think I draw an arrow. If there's any question, ask me. I think, I don't know what I think.
I think it's the normal height.
Like, I feel like they wouldn't have put this little guy in there if they didn't intend for it to be the normal height, So let's go ahead and let's assume that 14 is the normal height. I will make sure on the test that it is like no question, right? So let's say the normal height is 14. So we need to find the slant height. So we've got this little thing going on right here. This is 5, this is 14. 5 squared plus 14 squared equals c squared. 25 plus 196.
14.9.
That is 221. And the square root is, what'd you say?
14.9.
14.9. Perfect. That's the slanted height. All right, to find I know the volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. Surface area, I don't know. Give it to me. You cheater boys over there.
Pi r versus L.
Pi r L plus pi r squared. Got it. As soon as you say the beginning part to me, I got it. Okay? Pi r L plus pi r squared. Make sure you get those formulas written down. We've got pi, and we've got r, and we've got L is 14.9. And plus pi times 5 squared. I don't know. You can do it, whatever. This is 25 pi if you want to reduce it. I don't know what 5 times 14.9 is, but that's in meters squared.
314.
What? 312.6?
That's what I got.
Yeah? Okay. All right. 1/3 pi radius squared is 5 squared. Regular height is 14. This is 25 times 14 times pi divided by 3, however you want to do that, right? That's in meters cubed. Is this the last one? Ooh. We only have one left. Yeah, we've got one left. What? Yeah.
So if you would roll out a cone, would it be like semicircle?
It'd be a circle.
It'd be a circle.
Like what does the net of a cone look like?
It looks like this.
Be a circle and it'd be like a little line.
Yeah, it's a circle and then
It's like this.
And it's a curve.
it's a third of a
Is
circle.
it 90
And it's a
degrees?
circle. And there's a circle. Oh, that's a great
Is
circle.
it 90 degrees?
No, because it's
What?
it's
What do you
a
mean?
Third it's a third of a
So
cone.
it's 120 degrees?
60 degrees. Maybe I'm
120. Yeah, it should be 120. Like this right here is 120.
Because it's 1/3 of a sphere.
Yeah.
I can't make them.
Cone.
Anywho, okay, what'd you get? Sorry.
366.5.
366.5 meters cubed. See, this is one where we're getting close to the surface area volume being the same, right? Like there's a certain point where they'll hit the same, and then like from there, the numbers will get larger and the volume will get bigger and whatever.
Okay, let's go.
Okay? All right, surface area volume. I know volume is 4/3 pi radius cubed, and I know surface area is 4 pi r squared. Okay, there they are. And the only thing that we need is the radius, and the radius is 5, so this is easy. 4 times pi times 5 squared. 5 squared is 25. 4 times 25 is 100. This is 100 pi, and that is 314.2 meters squared.
3.1.
Okay? 4/3 pi times 5 cubed. Do you know what 5 cubed is?
120.
125. I don't want to do any more than that. 523.6 meters cubed. Do you know how to do the 4/3 in your calculator?
Good.
Times 4 divided by 3. If you want to do it that way, you can. Or you can just type in 4/3, right? I would do, if I were to type this into my calculator, I would go 125 times pi times 4 divided by 3. That's how I would type it in. I type it in so wonkadoo. That requires more buttons
Wonky.
to do it. I don't know. Whatever. Yes, I will. I'll go back to that. Okay. All right. Do we have anything else that we need to add for the good of the cause while Kellen is with us? Nope. You got all your formulas? Just this packet on your test, right? You shouldn't need more than that because we got all the formulas down, right? Okay. All right. Test is when?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Like right now tomorrow. Actually, not right now tomorrow. You'll be done. You'll be done with this test at this time tomorrow, hopefully. I hope you're done. Right? Okay. Goodbye.